Right, moving over now to Serie A. Nope, not doing that one. It's Hellas Verona versus Napoli. Alex.
Napoli, incredible. They kept the most of their main players, not necessarily strikers, and the trio from the attack are really incredible. It looks like when Pep Guardiola was was the coach of Barcelona, like that. I think that Napoli is looking right now, at least what I've seen till now in the Champions League playoff, plus at the end of the last season. I think that they will compete for the second place in Serie A at the end of the season. Verona, newly promoted. Also, Napoli won yesterday with Nice 2-0, so they are one step in the group stage of Champions League. I think that is really important, the yesterday's match for them, and they will try to start on the positive note also the season. So I'm going with the Napoli -1 on the Asian handicap at 1.7, or you can push it also further, -1.5 at evens.
Okay, just a quick question then, Martin. One of the bets that you played a sort of week in, week out was a Juventus win to 0. You're not taking that this time.
I mean, I've actually written an article for one of our sister sites, Odds Market, rounding up the best bets of Serie A, and that was one of my bets. Yes, definitely. I probably had about 20 bets that I started with, and then I had to whittle it down to just 10. So that just made the cut. But I do really like that one. I always like that one. It really remains to be seen how they'll cope with the loss of Leonardo Bonucci, who joined AC Milan, very ambitious AC Milan, for about £38 million this summer. So he will leave a bit of a gap at the back for them. I mean, they've still got Chiellini, they've still got, they've got Rugani coming through, but it does leave a bit of a gap. So I'm interested to see how they get on in the first couple of rounds. But yeah, that was probably the one that just missed the cut for this filming.
That was the 11th.
Rugani will fill that space quite nicely.
Yeah.
Atalanta versus AS Roma, Martin.
Yeah, I like this game. Two of the best teams last season. I think they have regressed somewhat. I agree with Alex that Napoli look to be in the driving seat at the moment for that second place. I think AC Milan could be the ones to really challenge them for it. So I was also looking at -1.5 Asian handicap in the Napoli game. But yeah, for this game, I just think both teams to score looks a good bet, 1.67. The last few meetings between these sides have seen both teams scoring. Neither has a particularly good defence, and both are good going forwards. Also quite fancy a much smaller stake on the draw at 3.4. I think this is going to be a very even game, and I think both teams are going to score.
Okay. Bologna versus Torino, Alex.
That match, okay. Torino, I think that they were one of the biggest surprise of last year Serie A. I think that they were really good in the preseason. Also in Coppa Italia, I saw the match with Trapani when they trashed them 7-1 or something like that. Bologna lost the cup match against a really small team, and most of their matches from the preseason, they look really poor. So this is one of the surprise bets that I'm going for. Surprise from the bookies' point of view. Torino to win the match at 2.3.
Okay, why a surprise bet? You mean like an upset?
Not necessarily like an upset, but I see that the odds are increasing for the Torino win, so I don't understand why. Because the Torino are the better team from these two, if you ask me.
All right, so you're going for the away win, and there's Stuart's little flaw. Oh, he's growing. Hello.
Hello.
Has he got any bets? Has he got any bets yet for the weekend? Or any
Not
bets
ones you'd want to follow. He's saying Spurs are going to win, so I mean, you can't listen to this one.
All right. Crotone versus AC Milan, Martin.
Yeah, Crotone, what a fairy tale they had last season. They were so relegated, it was untrue. And then they won almost all their remaining games and beat the drop on the last day of the season. It was heartwarming. But I think they're going to come crashing back down to earth here with a really tough game against AC Milan. I know they bought a lot of players, but they're extremely ambitious this summer, AC Milan. They bought 8 new players for £170 million. I just think that's going to provide a bit of a feel-good factor for Milan going into this game. So I'm just going to go for a straight Milan win at 1.63. Put that in all my accumulators.
Yeah, yeah, I like that bet as well, actually. Inter Milan versus Fiorentina, Martin.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to score again in this game. This looks perfect for both teams to score. Let me just get up the recent head-to-heads because, yeah, last season, one of the games finished 5-4 and one of the games finished 4-2. So the two games had an average of 15 goals. So that's 7.5 goals per game. So actually, my bet is over 2.5 goals. Sorry, at 1.8. Over 2.5 goals, 1.8.
You don't want to make it the Alex Classic and throw in both teams to score there as well.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. No, let's do it. Let's do it. They had 7.5 goals per game. 4-2, 5-4. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, a goal-heavy fixture.
I'm hoping for more of the same.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have Lazio versus Spal, 1907. Alex?
Yeah, Lazio started the season really good. They won against Juventus on the Italian Super Cup in a crazy match, of course. 2-0. They were leading in the 82nd minute, if I remember correct. 2-2 in the 90, and in the 93rd minute, a really good goal from Lazio saw them lifting the cup. Spal, newly promoted, not much to say about them. Really poor players for Serie A. Lazio should really think to start the season good because they are one of the main contenders for a Champions League spot at the end of the season. So they should easily win this match. -1.5 for Lazio at 1.9.